What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Keep singing. I'm just going to let this go. It's outdoors, Larry, right? Don King in the background. Let it roll.
This work that we've begun, care enough to be the keeper of the dream. Our legacy. Our legacy. Over to you, Larry.
Oh, I'm just, I love that. Did you write that?
Uh-huh.
You did. What? Keeper of the Dream? Is that Keeper of the Dream? What's the name of that one?
You could call it that.
Or Our
I
Legacy.
just call it Our Legacy.
Our Legacy, or Keeper of the Dream. Is that available someplace? Could I listen to that someplace? Besides right here?
Not yet.
Not yet. But it's coming?
It's coming. Yeah.
So
it's coming.
you wrote it, and Dave Woodward. Of course,
Yeah.
let's tell people Dave Woodward, former
He was the former
information chief.
I&E chief at,
Yeah.
at TWRA, and he and I have been songwriting buddies for over 40 years now. And,
Wow.
we got together on that one, and so anyway, we're
Our Legacy.
We're planning to use that as the theme song for a new television effort we're putting out here, probably
What?
September, October, something like that.
What kind of television?
It'll be
On your own?
We're producing it in house
In your studio?
at the office.
At the office,
and,
okay.
It'll be released out to beginning. It'll be at the they call them the PEG channels, the TV channels that are the local governmental channels that.
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
right.
Commission
okay.
meetings and local high school football, things
Uh-huh.
like that. So they've over the years have been really good with carrying Tennessee's Wild Side and Uncharted, and they've been looking for more programming, and so we're about to give it to them. So
And
there's
what-
about 40 stations across the state that.
What will that show be about?
It's going to be a variety of things, kind of behind the scenes. A lot of things that our agency does.
30 minutes?
Yeah, 30-minute show.
And so this song would be the theme song?
That'll be the theme song, and the official title of the program is going to be Tennessee Outdoor Journal. So
Really?
each week would be kind of opening the journal and sharing a few
Cool.
pages.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Do that again. Let's have a little bit more of this from Don King. Come on, I want to hear it again. All right?
All right. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Tell me who will carry on this work that we've begun, care enough to be the keeper of the dream, our legacy. Our legacy.
I love it.
Want to hear a verse?
Yes.
Seems like only yesterday I watched my daughter take her first steps in this world. Such a precious little girl. And through the years I've tried to teach her what's important, things she'll need to know to make her mark, and to always trust her heart. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Tell me who will carry on this work that we've begun, care enough to be the keeper of the dream, our legacy. Our legacy.
All right. Now that is. Now is that out? Have you done this in public before? Is it?
this would be the first on the radio.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a Larry Ray Outdoor exclusive.
It is. It really is, and it's a very touching. So you and Dave collaborated on the music and the words.
We sure did. Yeah.
Yeah. And the words are great.
Well, thanks.
Because it makes you think. Like Gene Smith over there has been 20,000 students.
I know.
And think about the legacy that Gene has left.
Quite a legacy, for sure.
Yeah, there's the legacy. Is that his legacy?
All right.
He's passing along. Oh, is that Gene on the cover?
Yeah.
No, that's that's his disguise. But Don King and Betsy Woods is with us on this Outdoor Larry Ray show, 2 weeks from our 18th anniversary. And thank you, Don, for that. I know that you just learned the other day how to do this, but we're going to spend a whole segment on a future show with Don just talking about his legacy and where he got to be where he is right now. He's got a fascinating story, and I look at these things, and we all want to leave a legacy, and I think that. John, with Ducks Unlimited, it's all about legacy there.
Exactly.
When you think about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, everything that the DU does really is trying to leave the world a better place for the future.
Yes, yeah, and I think we can say that for Mr. Gino over there, in his time he has spent in giving back to the community.
He sure has
through that, and. I don't know anybody that's probably given as much as this man sitting over here that we kid a lot and talk about all of his food he eats and all of the pictures of him with women and all these different things like that.
My.
But I have to admit that this man has, we wouldn't have time to list all the charities he's involved with and the time he has given to kids' events and
Ron, I'm blessed to have that passion to give back.
And somebody gave you that legacy. Who was your mentor? I never asked you this. How did you become who you are today?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about your dad.
Well, my dad, he was just a very, very hard worker.
Yeah.
Never graduated from high school. Had an 8th grade education.
Uh-huh.
However, he became very, very successful in life. Working at the post office and owning his own business and becoming very, very successful. And at the time, he got involved in some nonprofit organization, which was part of the Chinese Businessmen's Association here in Memphis.
And we might say that, Ron, I don't interrupt you, but when you went to Westwood,
yes,
you were the lone
almost the lone non-white in the school.
Yes, yeah.
My brother was with me, and that was it.
That was it.
And it was quite an experience, because I moved from Sacramento, California, where we went to school with everybody.
Yeah, then
everybody was the same.
Yeah.
And, in 1960 in Memphis, Tennessee, it was a different situation. And, we have a lot of work to do still.
Yeah.
And
I think that's probably some of your charge is that you still say that after all these years that you've been here, that we still have work to do.
Absolutely. And, and it takes all of us to do it. As no one person can make a difference. It takes all of us to make that difference. And we just have to continue to do it. And I'm blessed to have that passion to be able to help when I can.
Okay, that is not Ron crowing in the background. That is Gene Smith's phone. And I know, Don, your mentor would be who?
That'd be my dad as well.
I think so.
Yeah, dads have a huge influence on well, at least in my life for sure.
Yeah.
We grew up pheasant and quail hunting in Nebraska.
And, I want you to get that out.
Yeah, that was back during a time when there just weren't hardly enough deer to hunt. Didn't seem like
not
anyway.
in Nebraska. Not in Nebraska. You had buffalo and you and the Indians and all that you were back there growing up with. So.
But we did a lot of river fishing too. That was one of my favorite things to do because there was always something to look at or listen to or there's always movement.
Movement.
I love that moving water in river fishing.
And John, who was your mentor, John? I'm coming to you, Betsy. Don't go away now. So, who was your mentor, John? Who has been your mentor?
Well, I had two people really. In the outdoors, it's my mother's brother, my uncle,
Really?
Steve Bryan.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he first took me. He was the first person that took me duck hunting, and as it turns out, 40 years later, that's my whole life.
Isn't that something?
It all revolves around it.
An uncle. An uncle.
My uncle, yes,
Yeah.
and the other person would be my mother, who is to this day the smartest person I've ever known. She really encouraged me to write, and my gift as a writer comes from her. It really does.
Well, John's got a gift as a writer, and he is one of our writers for the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. And I got a couple of minutes here. Okay, Betsy?
Well, as far as my passion for boating safety goes, probably my dad.
Uh-huh.
I was practically born on a boat, and he instilled the boating safety.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I lost my parents when I was pretty young,
Oh,
in my
my.
teens.
Yes.
But I have an older sister that's kind of mentored me through all the rest and still is.
And Gene Smith, who was your mentor?
Well, I say about my mom, she had big, strong arms from raising dumbbells.
Can we do a rim shot? Yeah.
What are you going to say, Larry?
I have nothing because I knew that was coming, And when he gets a call like that, I knew that that was somebody calling in, probably Jack Benny from heaven, telling him to say this. All right, so wow. Well, my uncle was my mentor too to this day. He was at Utah Beach and was that person that took me hunting and fishing first, and owe a lot to him. How about leading us out of this segment, Don
Sure.
King? We'll be right back. We're going to switch. We're going to talk to the Aspirin Buster himself, a guy who can shoot a bow and arrow and hit an aspirin behind his back. How about take us out of this?
I've been thinking about work, wondering if they'd be
Oh, I love this one.
Waiting all month for a day like this. Second cup of coffee as he heads to the car while thinking about the traffic has a change of heart. He calls the office, puts a day on hold, and he hooks his truck up to that new bass boat. He's gone fishing.
There it is.
Yeah, he's gone fishing.
Oh, Ron Wall.
You better get it in the water, don't waste time looking for some action on the end of that line.
Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and I think Ron Wall just left. He's gone fishing. Be right back.